Sammy Squirrel loved acorns. He loved their crunchy texture and the way they tasted. He loved finding them, gathering them, and hiding them in secret spots all over the forest. It was like a treasure hunt every day. Best of all, he loved sharing them with his friends. Sammy believed that acorns tasted even better when shared with those he cared about.
This is amazing. Look at all these acorns.
Sammy had rosy cheeks, a twitchy nose, and a tail that bushed out like a fluffy cloud. His friends often teased him, saying he looked like a little ball of fur. Every morning he would scamper up the old oak tree, searching for the biggest, shiniest acorns. The old oak was his favorite tree because it always had the best acorns. One bright and sunny day, Sammy discovered the most beautiful acorn he had ever seen. It was unlike any other acorn he'd found before. It was a golden acorn, sparkling in the sunlight. Its golden hue made it look magical, and Sammy couldn't believe his eyes. He carefully tucked the golden acorn into his cheek pouch, planning to share it with his best friend, Lily the rabbit. He knew she would be just as amazed as he was. But there was a problem. Sammy felt a knot in his stomach as he thought about it. Lily lived on the other side of the meadow, past the Whispering Woods. It was a long journey for a small squirrel. The Whispering Woods was a dark and mysterious place, and Sammy was afraid of the dark. The trees whispered secrets that made his fur stand on end, and he had always avoided going through it alone. The trees in the Whispering Woods grew tall and close together, blocking out the sunlight. Their thick branches intertwined, creating a canopy so dense that only the faintest rays of light could penetrate through. It was as if the forest had a life of its own, whispering secrets to those who dared to enter. The wind rustled their leaves, making spooky sounds that sent shivers down Sammy's spine. The rustling was almost like a soft, eerie whisper, as if the trees were communicating with each other. Every gust of wind seemed to carry a new, mysterious message, adding to the forest's haunting atmosphere. Even during the day, the woods seemed gloomy and scary. The sunlight barely made a difference, casting long, eerie shadows that danced on the forest floor. The air was thick with an unsettling silence, broken only by the occasional rustle of leaves or the distant call of an unseen creature. Sammy always avoided the Whispering Woods. He had heard too many stories about the strange happenings within its depths. The tales of lost travelers and mysterious creatures kept him at bay, and he preferred to stay on the safe, familiar paths. He would take the long way around, even though it meant extra hopping and skipping. The detour was tiring, but Sammy felt it was worth the effort to avoid the eerie forest. He would rather spend more time on his journey than risk encountering the unknown dangers that lurked within the woods. He knew that true friends helped each other, but the thought of going into the woods made his heart thump like a drum. The fear was almost paralyzing, yet he couldn't shake the feeling that one day he might have to face his fears and venture into the Whispering Woods. Until then, he would continue to take the long way around, hoping to avoid the forest's mysterious grasp. Just as Sammy was deciding what to do, he heard a loud crash and a cry for help. It was coming from the direction of the Whispering Woods.
Help! Somebody help me!
Sammy recognized the voice. It was Lily. Without thinking twice, Sammy scampered towards the sound. His heart pounded in his chest, but his fear was overshadowed by worry for his friend. He had to help Lily, even if it meant facing his fear of the dark woods.
Lily, what happened here?
I tripped and fell into this deep hole. It's too deep and I can't get out of it.
As he neared the edge of the woods, Sammy spotted Lily's white, fluffy tail disappearing into a thicket of thorny bushes. Sammy peered into the dark hole. It was dark and deep, and he could hear Lily whimpering at the bottom. He knew he had to do something quickly to help. Taking a deep breath, Sammy scurried to the edge of the hole and carefully climbed down. The deeper he went, the darker it became, until he could hardly see his own paws. The air felt heavy and damp, and strange noises echoed all around him.
It's okay, Lily, I'm coming.
His voice shook a little, but he kept going. Finally, he reached the bottom and found Lily huddled in a corner, her nose twitching in fear.
Sammy, you came, but it's so dark and scary here.
Don't worry, Lily, I'm here to help you.
He looked around for a way to help Lily escape. Just then, He remembered the golden acorn in his cheek pouch. It was shining brightly, lighting up the darkness around them.
The golden acorn.
He took it out and held it up high. The acorn's gentle light filled the hole, chasing away the shadows and making it feel less frightening. Seeing the light filtering through the dense canopy, Sammy noticed a fallen branch nearby. It was thick and sturdy, just what he needed. He used his sharp teeth to gnaw at the branch, working diligently despite the effort it took. Each bite brought him closer to his goal. With determination, he turned it into a makeshift ladder, carefully positioning each piece. It was a task that required both strength and ingenuity. Together, Sammy and Lily climbed up the ladder and out of the hole. They moved cautiously but steadily, supporting each other with every step. Standing on solid ground again, Lily hugged Sammy tightly, her gratitude evident in her eyes. They had made it out, thanks to Sammy's quick thinking.
Thank you, Sammy. You were so brave to come into the dark woods for me. I don't know what I would have done without you. You were so brave to come into the dark woods for me. It must have been terrifying, but you didn't let that stop you.
Sammy smiled, feeling a warmth spread through him. He had been scared, but he had faced his fear to help his friend. That made all the difference. He had been scared, but he had faced his fear to help his friend. The memory of his fear was still fresh, but so was the pride of overcoming it. And now he realized that the Whispering Woods wasn't so scary after all. The sunlight filtering through the trees made it look almost magical. The darkness was just a different kind of adventure, one that held its own mysteries and wonders. It was a place where bravery could shine the brightest, and true friendship could light up even the darkest of places. Sammy and Lily played together, their laughter echoing through the trees. From that day on, Sammy wasn't afraid of the dark anymore. He explored the forest with newfound confidence, knowing he could handle whatever came his way. He knew that bravery wasn't about not being scared, but about doing the right thing, even when you are. It was a lesson he would carry with him always, but about doing the right thing even when you are. Helping others and facing challenges head-on became his new way of life. And he carried that bravery with him, shining brighter than any golden acorn. It was a light that would guide him through any darkness.